Together, let's embark on a scientific exploration of yoga, where you are the scientist, your heart is the laboratory, and you are the outcome. Welcome to Meditate with Daaji. We hope you have been enjoying this journey through spirituality and heartfulness. Today, Daaji will talk about the first aphorism from Patanjali's Yoga Sutra. The Yoga Sutras of Patanjali are perhaps the richest source of yogic philosophy and thought. Each aphorism is full of nuances that can only be discovered by detailed study. So let's explore the first aphorism with Daaji.
The very first step in yoga, Patanjali says, the very first aphorism, first sutra of Patanjali's Yoga Sutra is this: Yoga, atha yoga anusasanam. Atha means henceforth, or here and now. I decide to follow the discipline required in yoga. Yoga, we understand what we are trying to attain, the highest. Merge in the highest. Highest is only one, God. But as an individual, from within we are psychologically so many individuals. We have many fancies. We identify ourselves with so many objects of the world, and we become that for that particular moment. We identify ourselves as successful businessmen, perhaps. So at that moment, your emotions are all about business. Business means competition also. And all about competitive mind kicks in. Another side, you think you are a devotee of God. Devotion kicks in, and for a moment you feel purity and peace. Another moment, your teenage children are throwing tantrums and you regret for having children. Why did I have children? So we are so many in one. We are polymorphs, psychologically speaking. How can these multiple individuals residing in my psyche can merge with one entity? Think about it. And Babuji Maharaj has beautifully written the very first chapter of Voice Real. He starts with my pain. He narrates the level of pain he had, anguish that he had, restlessness that he had in his heart to merge with the divine. He said, if any other person had such anguish in his heart, perhaps that person would have committed suicide. But this restlessness, this pain, this anguish to merge in the highest, he says it gave him a lot of solace, lot of peace in his heart. And then he says, why would people follow such restlessness to get peace when your goal is only peace? Something of that sort, Patanjali says in the very first aphorism, first sutra, Athaha yoga anusasanam. Anu means to follow. Sasanam. Sas is a word in Sanskrit meaning to instruct. I followed the instructions diligently. Henceforth, means abhi tak whatsoever I have done has not yet resulted in attaining the highest. So henceforth, I make this resolution that I shall follow the discipline of yoga. Sahajmarg has a very simple method. We close our eyes every morning. How difficult it is. It's not difficult to close your eyes and sit peacefully with a craving heart that may Lord's grace pour in my heart and we for a moment become one with each other. If you have the true craving, this becomes very automatic. There is no need to put an alarm clock or use willpower. To me, willpower is a useless thing. I often give an example of children, for example. Does a child have to use his willpower to enjoy ice cream? So I have to use so much of willpower to use. Maybe if you are so fat and obese, you might have to restrain yourself. But that too, people give up their willpower. But what drives a young child is the interest, not the willpower. So in Sahajmarg we say, I have to have interest, the craving for the ultimate. Then all these things becomes automatic. Discipline becomes automatic. It's no longer enforced. Love should never be, or rather, discipline should never be at the cost of love. Be it towards yourself, or be it towards the children, or towards the students in a school. Sometimes enforcement is necessary, and the other parties, people on the street, they're chaotic, rogue, then enforcement becomes a mandatory thing. See. But in family environment, love precedes everything. See. There has to be reciprocation, otherwise enforcement becomes law, which is tragic. In yoga sastras, perhaps that is why this word sas that leads to sasu and sasra, one who instructs to making you better. But nowadays these terms, sas and sasras and all that has become so derogatory. मेरी सांस है, सांस ले लेती है मेरा. But the profound meaning is this: the one who instructs so that you become better. Anusasanam, following which I become better. I attain that oneness. So what have we had learned? That one can merge with another. They both are sincere. One is already sincere, God. He is always welcoming with open arms. We are not one as an individual. We are many. So we have to stop making our identification with multiple objectival things. Can I stop becoming a businessman? No. Can I stop becoming a husband or a father or grandfather? No. It is required. But then, what about the identification with that? That too there is a solution. Lord says, be the witness. That solves all the problem. You get directly involved into it, you will not learn anything. Be the witness and see all these things without abandoning anything. Take for example a child. I have learnt a lot from grandchildren than my own children, because I have peaceful time learning, observing them. When I had children, I was too busy, didn't observe so well. At the same time, I didn't have that much of wisdom then, 20 years back. But when I do observe grandchildren for now, they are all witnessing right from the birth till the age about 2, 3. They constantly observe and absorb things. They are not participating in anything. They are not directly acting into anything. They are so innocent. They are like sponge, absorbing things. And that's what we have to become, innocent, absorbing things without directly identifying ourselves with aggressiveness. Try to sleep aggressively. Sometimes we come home and we warn wife and children and everybody, don't disturb me, I want to sleep. And you try so hard to sleep and even a little sound will disturb you. You're trying too hard. Give it up. Be the witness. Once you become the witness, things slow down and you get into that state. Trying to meditate so hard, I need to meditate on divine light in my heart, and you focus so much, you'll have a headache. Same thing with cleaning. Let go of everything. Oh no, I have to get rid of this impression about my boyfriend. No. Trying to get rid of, you will only increase his remembrance. Be gentle, be innocent, and see what happens. Only innocent people can learn. People who think they have learned everything, I know everything, they miss the opportunity of learning new things. Knowledgelessness is Babuji's term. Knowledgelessness, mindlessness. It is not that you become mindless, he says mindlessness, knowledgelessness. The beautiful terms. You have the mind, but you are not identifying yourself with the mind. You are witnessing your thoughts, you are witnessing your feelings, you are witnessing the demands of your body. You become perfect drashta, witness. And that's what yoga is all about. Training ourselves as a witness leads us to those lofty states.
Now, let's all meditate with Daaji.
You all know how to meditate, and perhaps some of you do not really know how to meditate and joining us for the first time. This is how we meditate. Artfulness way of meditation, it's very simple. Feel relaxed. Remove all the distractions if you might have. Something like phones. And focus on the presence of divine light in our heart. Think that this divine light is attracting your attention inward. And retain this thought as long as you can. If by chance you happen to move away from this noble idea, when you are overwhelmed by so many thoughts, just remind yourself that right now I am meditating on the presence of divine light. That's all. Please make a note of how you felt. Let's write our observations.
Thank you for joining us on this episode of Meditate with Daaji. See you again next week.